What's going on? What's going on, people? Good day, good day, good day. It's your boy, Jermaine McCrimmon, and welcome to Humanity Unplugged podcast. I am your host, and we are here one more time again, thanking God for the wisdom and knowledge that He gives us. Excuse me, guys, that allows us to see things that we need to see as we travel through this big world of ours. A lot of things to talk about. The Knicks won the championship. That's a beautiful thing. My subscribers and my listening family, you guys are growing. That's a beautiful thing. I really appreciate all the downloads from China, Japan, overseas, everyone out there that's just showing support. I thank you. You guys are doing a great job, and I see it. I'm going to keep giving you what I can. Hopefully, you guys look at it the same way I look at it. There's some things going on, people, and we need to pay attention. Um, in this last 2 weeks, we had a lot of things go on, a week and a half, rather. I would say that, overseas, they found some things and some type of agreement, which is good. Um, that was a great thing. We need a break. America is suffering. Uh, the American people is suffering actually with the pockets when it comes to gas and this war. Our kids are out there um, at risk, and we like our kids to come back home safely. I'm noticing a trend, and I'm gonna talk about it today. I have a part two to number 42. I'm not gonna do that today. I'll do that tomorrow. I want you guys to know that I haven't forgotten about you. It's just been really busy. I had also death in the family, and God is good. Father's Day just passed as well. We are still here, and we are able to get around and tell God thank you. A lot of times we don't do that enough and give God his recognition, his respect, his honor, his glory, because he's the man. He keeps us with a roof over our head, a couple dollars in our pocket, and the Wi-Fi is still on. Only God can do it. So I'll talk to you today, and I want to express to you with all my social media platform family members, I thank you guys for continually supporting us and doing what you do. We're making strides. I know what you guys want. I'm coming. I'm coming around the corner. Sometimes slow money is show money because fast don't last. And we want to be here for a long time. Not for a good time, but for a long time. And I want to give you guys what you guys need. And this food I got lined up is serious. You're going to have to chew it well because this is something you got to sit back and put on your thinking cap and really understand where we're going. So the first topic I'm going to talk about is pretty long too. Is these children. The topic 43 is sex trafficking and Juneteenth murder. I don't know if people know, and we're going to get into that later on about Juneteenth and not what it stands for, but what took place this past Juneteenth out in Florida. And by the way, Florida might have a serial killer. I said it first. Florida might have a serial killer, and he's racist. I said it, and I'm bold to say it because I'm noticing a trend, a habit. I'm surprised FBI hasn't picked up on this. I'm surprised police departments in the surrounding areas haven't picked up on this. But there's a lot of lynching, kids being hung, kids dying in Florida. African American kids are dying being hung, being killed, being murdered in Florida. Now, some people will tell you it's in Orlando. Some people will tell you it's over here in this place and that place. I don't care where it's at. It shouldn't be happening, number one. Number two, they all being hung in a tree with a noose. Y'all know the history of African American people. Y'all know what goes on with that. Excuse me. Number two is that. Number three is it's only happening to African American people. So we got them happening in Milwaukee. We got it happening on the West Coast a little bit more. Now it's been in Florida for a long time, over 11 years. I think this guy or whoever's doing this, they living in Florida and they just moving around because everything is happening in Florida. Now, Florida going to tell you, and the officials there, they're going to say, oh, it's suicidal. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. You know how hard it is to hang yourself? It has to be some things left around to help you hang yourself. You don't just hang yourself. It is a very hard thing to do. But yet this is happening over and over and over, and it's happening in the same state over and over and over. And it happened recently, Juneteenth, it just happened again. A black girl was hung in a tree in Florida, and they trying to say it was suicidal. It wasn't in the news at all. Nobody's covering it. And hopefully we get some traction and you guys repost this and send it forward. Let's start this movement. Let's get it where people can listen to it. Let's get it popping. As the kids would say, he's lit. Let's get it lit then, because we need to get some attention drawn to these kids that's being murdered and killed. Ironically, sex trafficking is on an all-time high and just happened in New York. 71 kids found in the underground tunnel. Now, on a school trip. Now, before we get into that, I just got to tell you that this makes no sense. That 71 of these kids are all in the tunnel with no adults ahead of them, leading them somewhere. Even if you're going to research something, right? You have an adult there to lead. You have an adult in the back to close it out. That's romper room when you in Head Start. The kids hold each other's hand, and in the front, that kid's holding the teacher. Well, we know we not that because they're older. These are Jewish Orthodox girls, Jewish girls. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jewish girls. And why are they underground on a field trip, allegedly, and no adults is in the front leading them in these dark caves? Tell me what makes sense of that. Tell me who wrote that law. Because I remember back in the day, way back in the day, I mean back, when your kid was going on a school trip, the teacher would write a note or have your mama write a note to give permission for you to go on a school trip. Now, all of a sudden, they just take your kid. 71 of y'all just get on the bus. You go on your own. There's no adults around. There's no women around. There's no men. There's no police. These tunnels that these kids are in, these caves, they're not lit. Where is the National Park Association? Where is the people inside of these caves giving out instructions in case they do get lost? Where's the rope? Where's the light saying follow the white light, it'll get you back home, or turn around and follow these lights? They just in a cave all of a sudden that pops up through a sewer. Hey, that's what they say, I couldn't tell you if that really happened anyway. But that's what they're saying happened. And a man, 36-year-old restaurant owner, for 36 years, he's been owning this restaurant. He hears noises in his back, and he goes out there, and all of a sudden, there's kids climbing from the sewer pothole, getting out. Not one adult, 71 kids gone. Wouldn't you think if they started missing after 10 to 15 minutes, we'd have called in the cavalry? Police report would have been made. Somebody would have said something. I don't know. But that ain't what happened. That's not what happened, man. And it's sad. You know? I'm going to see what's going on, guys. Listen up.
6 miles north of Manhattan. It is the kind of town that doesn't make national headlines. 7,000 residents. A main street lined with antique shops and coffee houses. A riverfront park where children play on summer afternoons. The kind of place where nothing happens, or so the residents believed. On the afternoon of Wednesday, June 10th, 2026, that changed. It started with a police radio call. An Orangetown officer patrolling near Memorial Park received a report that sent him toward an alley just off Main Street. What he found when he arrived was not what any officer expects to find on a routine Wednesday afternoon patrol in a quiet Hudson Valley town. Young girls, dozens of them, were climbing out of a sewer grate in the alley. One after another. Emerging from the ground. Dusty, scraped, disheveled, but alive. He called it in. More units responded. Fire departments arrived. Emergency medical teams converged from across Rockland County. Within the hour, a full multi-agency search and rescue operation was underway in the streets and underground passages of a town of 7,000 people, a town that, until that afternoon, had no idea that 71 children were beneath its feet. This is the story of what happened underground in Nyack. It is a story about curiosity and danger and the invisible infrastructure that runs beneath every American town.
So, guys, I want you to know, it's sad that this happened, but people are really comfortable. And this is why things like this happen.
Dangerous than it might first appear was not simply the darkness or the disorientation. According to Rockland County hazard mitigation documents, the culvert system beneath Nyack is part of the village's stormwater infrastructure that county planners have flagged as a high-priority concern due to its undersized capacity and susceptibility to flash flooding. Mayor Rand himself would later say, publicly, that he shuddered to think what would have happened if heavy rain had moved in that afternoon. In a flash flood event, that tunnel fills with fast-moving water. The girls were inside a storm drain. In June. In the Hudson Valley. One significant rain cell, and the calculus of this story changes entirely. But the rain did not come. And the girls kept walking.
So they try to make a movie out this, which is so sad. The girls just kept walking all by themselves. These are big girls. These no little like 2-year-old. These are 15, 16, 13, and they were walking and they did their thing and got up out of there. But it's crazy.
Reference in real time. Officers and firefighters worked the surface, moving from manhole to manhole, calling into the darkness, listening for responses, tracking the emergence of students at various exit points across the village. One student was treated at the scene for minor injuries.
They said they were rescued. The girls didn't need rescuing. They knew exactly where they were. They just kept walking.
But as the students were being bused back to Monsey, a separate conversation was already beginning.
Of course.
In the aftermath of the rescue, a detail emerged that complicated the picture. Nyack Village Administrator Andy Stewart confirmed to the Jewish Telegraphic Agency that Taurus MSU had not obtained a permit to host a field trip in Memorial Park on June 10, 2026. This is not a minor bureaucratic footnote. When a school applies for a park permit, the village knows the group is coming. Village officials can assess the site, advise on safety parameters, and coordinate any logistical needs. They can tell a school, this area of the park is restricted. They can warn a school, do not let your students near the culvert entrance. None of that happened on June 10th. The school arrived at Memorial Park without...
I got to butt in again, because if you've seen the video, all the men that was on this trip, they were with the buses. These girls went inside this tunnel by themselves. Not one man went with them. Not one woman went with these girls. They went all in this tunnel by themselves.
The video drew millions of views.
You should see all these men.
And with those views came comments.
But nobody went in the tunnel. They're escorting girls on their field trip.
They were coordinated in their ugliness.
Yes.
They drew on a specific strain of anti-Semitic rhetoric that has been present on American social media for years, imagery of Jewish people as subterranean, as vermin, as inherently connected to tunnels and sewers. Users posted comparisons to rats. Users mocked the girls using language designed not to comment on the incident but to dehumanize an entire group of people through it. Many of the comments referenced a separate and unrelated incident from 2024, the controversy at Chabad Lubavitch World Headquarters in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, where a group within the movement had attempted to dig an unauthorized tunnel beneath the building. That incident had generated significant media coverage and, in certain corners of the internet, had become a reference point for anti-Semitic content.
It's at the end now, guys. And I just wanted to let you know, nothing happened. The girls did get out. We all know that. And maybe it's in their culture that the girls just go on their own on a field trip in a tunnel, dark, all by themselves, all 71 of them, and just nothing's going to happen to them because they're Orthodox Jewish girls.
One beneath Memorial Park.
That's the conclusion with that. Like, it's okay. You don't have to worry about them because, they're Jewish girls. Nothing's going to happen to them. And it's sad, but that's what happened. All the men were by the buses while the girls were underground. So they couldn't have one person go with them. Two, maybe three, the most. One in the front, one in the back, one on the side in case they fall, one with a first aid kit, bottles of water, something. That could have easily went left. And those 71 kids could have came up missing. Easily. But of course, we catered to them a lot. I said it. A lot of people not going to say it. We catered to them and we allow them to do things that, we don't step to, we don't correct. So they can do that and don't get punished. But let me tell you, let us do a school trip, don't get permits, and let our kids go inside some tunnels and stuff like that. We'll be arrested for endangerment of a minor instantly. If you notice, they didn't say no one got arrested. You didn't hear nothing about nothing like that happening. The principal didn't get in trouble. The assistant principal, the dean, nobody. They act like it was nothing. I just want to make sure we clear And we understand that because that's exactly what took place. Very sad. Very, very sad. I'm going to give you some things you guys probably don't want to hear, but I got to give it to you because this is what we do. Just listen up. Some good stuff.
Found hanging from a tree in Florida. It's a horrific headline. In Orlando, Yolna Lubrin, affectionately known as Yo-Yo, was tragically discovered dead hanging from a tree at a local intersection. The circumstances surrounding her passing remain shrouded in mystery, with authorities swiftly classifying this as a suicide. Interesting how quickly they reached that conclusion. However, Lubrin's sister posted online that the family wants a more thorough investigation. Yesterday, my baby sister, Yolna Lubrin, aka Yo-Yo, was found hanging from a tree right here in Orlando on Westmoreland Drive and Livingston Street. The way she was found and the state that she was in has her family left with a lot of unanswered questions from law enforcement. They are immediately ruling it as a suicide, but finding any Black person hanging from a tree in 2023 requires more investigation, no matter what.
I'm giving you a little history of this is happening out in Orlando. This is happening out in Florida heavy. Could be a serial killer. Could be a few people out there doing it. Could be a cult. Something's going on, man.
Especially in this case, because there are too many unanswered questions and not enough proof. Naomi Lubrin via Facebook. She had more to say. We need the community to stand with the family as they ask questions and push for more answers. Let's help a family get some closure or justice if needed. On Tuesday, October 3rd, we will be standing with the family at City Hall at 6:30 p.m. as they take a stand for their loved one. Everyone is welcome. This will be a peaceful gathering for the family, but we need numbers. Just think, if this was your family member, wouldn't you want more answers? Naomi also referenced a similar incident in 2020, not that long ago. This is not the first time or the first time in a while this has happened in Orlando. Just in 2020, we were asking the same questions about Nevin Baker, who was found hanging in a tree.
Hanging in a tree.
In a very suspicious way for it to be
Orlando.
Suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Other instances around the U.S. in 2020. Authorities are now probing the recent hangings of 6 people of color in 4 states. Officials have ruled every case to be a suicide, but many fear some of the deaths might be modern-day lynchings. On Wednesday,
Houston,
police found a
New York
17-year-old
City.
African-American boy hanging from a tree in an elementary school playground in Spring, Texas. On Monday, a Latino man was found hanged in Houston. Hangings has also been reported in New York City and in California, cities of Victorville, Palmdale. Meanwhile, a hate crime probe has begun in Oakland, California, after 5 nooses were found hanging from trees in the city. Democracy now with these horrific stats. Meanwhile, a rally is scheduled at City Hall on Tuesday, as we said, October 3rd, 6:30 p.m., where community members, along with Yolna Lubrin's grieving family, will gather to express their support, demand answers. This gathering aims to shed light on the incident, ensuring that it receives the attention it deserves, and emphasizing the need for a thorough investigation. JB Buzz News with the chronicling of this one. You know, Mayor, it's a shame that, first of all, where's the fire? What's the rush? Why don't you want to look into this?
And what she's saying is, why they quickly claiming everything to be a suicide? Why every time they find someone hanging from a tree, they quickly say suicide? That's what she's saying.
It could be suicide, Mayor. It could be. But shouldn't authorities work to determine more? It's like this same old thing where you don't count You don't matter. Your grief, your tears, they're not as salty because they're tears of a color. It just makes me sick to my stomach that we, Black people, have to beg and plead for justice. Still may not get it with the whole world watching. Wait, this.
I want you to know, guys, I got this from TYT. Let me see if I can give you a little bit more on what it is. It's from YouTube, and she's great. I'm listening to her, letting her do her thing. All credit goes to her on this. And I didn't want to take credit for something I didn't do, but great work by her. And I just wanted to listen to it. And I thought you guys would like listening to this too. So I'm going to give it a few more, and then we're going to move on.
This is what we're reduced to, Mayor. We have to beg for just information and investigation, sir.
Yeah, I listen, I would caution everybody to believe that all of these stories that were covered by Democracy Now! And Eamon Gibbons does great work, were all Black and brown people hanging from trees, and they were all ruled as suicide. When we know the history of hanging from trees, the song String Fruit lays it out in a perfect color. The long history of hanging from trees in Black community does not seem like a way that, people would take their lives in our community. Furthermore, I'm not saying that none of these or any of these aren't suicide. I am saying the fact that is the first thing we went to in all of these situations. Also, what were the 5 nooses hanging in Oakland? Preparation for suicide? We have to see some connection. We see what's going on. We see that the FBI had already told us that the leading threat to America right now is the rise of white nationalism. White supremacy is the leading terrorist that we should be looking out for. This may seem trivial. I would love to see or know what residue are on these people's clothes, shoes, and hands. You can't climb a tree without getting tree bark on your shoes, clothes, and hands. If the family member aren't asking this question, they should definitely be looking into it, because who's climbing the tree, or how else would they get in the tree to hang themselves? You can't hang yourself from a tree from the ground. So you had to climb that tree.
Yep.
I would love to know what's the status of these people that have been hung, so-called committing suicide, and the evidence that led the cops to believe that so quickly.
Great point. Love it, and love it. I love that, because that's what's not being asked, guys. No one is really talking. I'm bringing it up now because, I'm me. I'm going to talk about it. They ain't got to listen to me, but I'm going to put it out there. And if anybody's listening, we're going to talk about it, because this is still happening. Now, why did I mention this? And then sex trafficking and Juneteenth murder. Well, this is why. I want y'all to listen to this. Hopefully I got it. It just happened not too long ago. The girl, Juneteenth, it happened to her. She got hung, killed, executed. It happened. And no one's talking about it. And this is the problem. Listen up.
Escape past the fact that they found a 27-year-old African-American female hanging from a tree on Juneteenth in Florida. This young woman that you see here is 27-year-old Tania Nicole Miller. She's from Michigan, and she was found on Juneteenth at the Gwen Cherry Park hanging from a tree. Now, that is in the Gladeview, Florida area, if you are not familiar with it. Okay, so what we're not going to do is skate past the fact that they found a 27-year-old African-American female hanging from a tree on Juneteenth in Florida. This young woman that you see here is 27-year-old Tania Nicole Miller. She's from Michigan, and she was found on Juneteenth at the Gwen Cherry Park hanging from a tree. Now, that is in the Gladeview, Florida area, if you are not familiar with it. Ask me how much news coverage has been done on this. 0. Not a single news station picked this story up. I found out about this on Facebook. and the family is asking for answers. They have tagged multiple news stations in the post that I've seen on Facebook, and I haven't seen anybody post anything yet. They have questions and they deserve answers. There is also footage circulating showing her hanging from this tree. Out of respect for the family, I will not be showing that here on my page. You are free to go over to Facebook and look at that video, but I cannot post that over here.
I'm replaying this. Is something we need to know. The girl, justice for Tori Miller, Nicole, Nikki, they call her justice for Nikki. It's so sad, man. Like, this is terrible. Juneteenth, this happened out in Florida, Glades View area, Florida.
Just out of respect for the family. If you guys heard about this, let me know in the comments. If you're from the area, let me know in the comments. Do not forget to like, follow, and share for more. And thank you for watching.
So I wanted you guys to hear that, because I wasn't just talking to be talking. We are being taken out. There is something going on. Sex trafficking. People getting taken out on holidays, no holidays, whatever you want to call it. It's happening, man. And we need to stand up and do something about it. Investigation, FBI need to be involved. Serial killers or whoever they are is out in Florida, because majority of this is happening in Florida. They just scattered around a little bit to make it seem like it's happening all over. No, Florida is where it's going on at. In conclusion, guys, please talk to your children. Find out what's going on with your kids. Find out where they're at. Don't tell them not to meet people in strange areas, strange places. Keep their phone charged at all times. Know where they're at. Stay in a nicely lit place. Be around areas that got cameras. I'm your boy, your host. I bring it to you uncut. Jermaine McCrimmon. This is Humanity Unplugged. Peace.